Hi, this is Carol and welcome to my Miscellaneous Monday. First up is the potent polyjuice potion. We see a different side of Hermione in these chapters. Previously, we had seen her making sure that everybody's following the rules, and now we find her justifying her actions that are breaking the rules. I don't want to break the rules, you know. I think threatening Muggleborns is far worse than brewing up a difficult potion. We as humans are so good at justifying why we do the things we do, even when they're breaking the rules. We tell little white lies and compare ourselves to people who are doing far worse things, which then makes us not as bad as them. It's not right, but it really does seem to be a part of our fallen human nature. And in these scenes, I feel like she's bullying Harry and Ron. She says, well, if you two are going to chicken out, fine. And Ron says, I never thought I'd see the day when you'd be persuading us to break the rules. Another interesting point on the polyjuice potion. They've been planning this and preparing the potion for over a month. And so why are they waiting to the last minute to figure out so many of the details? I guess all in all, things went pretty well. They got the answer to their question as to whether Malfoy was the heir of Slytherin. And now on to Dangerous Dobby. In his short visit, we get the answers to a few questions we had earlier. Now we know that it was him that blocked Harry and Ron from getting through the barrier at 9 3/4. And second, we find out that it's Dobby that caused that bludger to continuously attack Harry during the Quidditch game. I like what Ron has to say to Harry about Dobby. He says, you know what, Harry, if he doesn't stop trying to save your life, he's going to kill you. So now I have those two questions answered, but I'm really curious, how does Dobby know so much? And on to the anonymous attacker. So now we have our first two human victims and a first ghost victim. Was the attack on Mrs. Norris just a warning? I think it's interesting that there's a roaring trade in the protective devices. I can understand that for those that aren't purebloods, but how many of those are there? Of course, Neville's a pureblood, and he still went out and got all different types of protection. And I'm really curious about Dumbledore's comment to Professor McGonagall about it's not who, but how. So the rumors are rampant as to who this attacker, the heir to Slytherin, might be. Potter's Parseltongue is part of the problem. I'd always heard that term Parseltongue, and I never knew what it meant until I read these chapters. It's interesting to me how snakes throughout history have been deemed as being evil. As far as written history, it goes all the way back to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden and Satan being in the form of the serpent. And that serpent talked and Eve understood him. And now, since Harry is able to talk to snakes and the original Slytherin was able to talk to snakes, the rumors ramp up about him being the heir to Slytherin. I like the way J.K. Rowling gives us insight into the rumors and the conversations that are happening away from Harry through him overhearing what the Hufflepuffs are saying about him in the library. I think it's interesting the way they have a picture of Harry being the heir of Slytherin, and so they're taking the bits and pieces that they know. It's like they have pieces to a puzzle that they don't know what the final picture looks like, but based on the puzzle pieces they have an idea of what it might be, and so they're trying to put the puzzle pieces together to make it look like what they think it should be. So Harry is the picture that they have in their mind as the heir to Slytherin, and these little bits and pieces, like him being a Parseltongue, they're putting into a picture to try to create it to be Harry. And even Poetic Peeves gets in on the rumor train. He says, oh, Potter, you rotter. Oh, what have you done? You're killing off students. You think it's good fun. And then you have Fred and George, who are making light of the entire situation of everybody avoiding Harry. And although so many others are putting together the puzzle pieces, assuming that it's Harry, Malfoy kind of guffaws at that by saying, and people think he's the Slytherin heir. We have assumptive accusations going all around in these scenes. While everyone else is assuming that it's Harry is the heir to Slytherin, Harry, Ron, and Hermione are putting all those puzzle pieces together and saying it must be Malfoy. Ron has another great line when they notice how annoyed Malfoy is getting with all the attention that's being given to Harry. Ron says, it's because he's bursting to say it's really him. You know how he hates anyone beating him at anything, and you're getting all the credit for his dirty work. So whatever happened to the idea of innocent until proven guilty? Here, it seems the students assume someone's guilty until proven innocent. Well, that's all I have to say this week. Please leave your comments or in videos. We'd love to hear what you have to say. And stay tuned the rest of the week to hear what the rest of the group has to say. Bye!